Making the Invisible Visible, Black Women 365 Days of the Year. Each day will spotlight a remarkable woman whose story has shaped Black, British or global diasporic history. Women whose achievements are too often overlooked. Through these daily short films, we create a living, breathing archive of leadership, creativity, resistance and legacy. Let's begin.
When we think about the history of Black women in Europe, their stories are too often absent from the official record. Yet they were always there creating, performing, leading and redefining what was thought possible. One such woman was Miss Lala. Born Anna Olga Albertina Brown in 1858 to an African-American father and a German mother, Miss Lala became one of the most celebrated aerial performers of the 19th century. At a time when Black women were routinely marginalised and stereotyped, she captivated audiences across Europe through extraordinary skills, discipline and courage. Known professionally as Miss Lala, she performed in circuses and theatres throughout Germany, France and across the continent. Her most famous act saw her suspended high above the audience, hanging only by her teeth while lifting tremendous weights. This was not simply spectacle, it was an astonishing display of athleticism, strength and complete mastery of her craft. In 1879, the French impressionist painter Edward Degas immortalised her in his celebrated work Miss Lala at the Circus Fernando. This painting hangs today in the National Gallery in London and is admired as one of Degas' masterpieces. Yet for generations, the woman at the centre of the painting remained largely anonymous. The artwork became famous, the Black woman whose brilliance inspired it was almost forgotten. Miss Lala challenged us to think differently about representation. Black women have often appeared in history as subjects to be observed rather than individuals whose lives and achievements deserve recognition in their own right. Recovering her story reminds us that Black excellence has always been part of Europe's cultural landscape, and even when history has chosen not to acknowledge it. Her life also reminds us that performance is more than entertainment. It can be resistance. Every time Miss Lala stepped into the spotlight, she challenged expectations about race, gender and physical possibilities. Her presence on Europe's greatest stages demonstrated that talent could transcend the barriers society attempted to impose. Making the invisible visible means restoring names like Miss Lala to the historical narrative, not because they were expectations, because they were pioneers whose contributions have too often been overlooked. Today we celebrate Miss Lala, not simply as an extraordinary performer, but as a Black European woman whose strength, artistry and determination continues to inspire us. Her legacy reminds us that history is richer, more truthful and more complete when every story is told.
Thank you for joining us for today's story. Making the Invisible Visible is our commitment to ensuring that Black women's histories and contributions are recognised, valued and kept in daily circulation. Across 2026, we will continue to share these powerful narratives, 365 days of impact, brilliance and inspiration. Stay connected, join the conversation and help us champion the women whose journeys continue to shape our world. I'm Paulette Brooks and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next story.